little bit of this last night from the Unexplained Files. Bigfoot sightings in the state. Now an Arizona man describes his encounter and how he shot the big hairy beast.
I hadn't seen him since 1981.
This is not a place Roger Peterson particularly wants to be, but
I have to come back out here and face it.
Here is in the hot June desert west of Gila Bend. It is one of these, a Bigfoot Peterson claims to have seen.
The area where I had my encounter was right back over there. Okay. At the base of the dam.
It was nearly 20 years ago. Peterson and 4 friends were camping by the small lake.
All of a sudden, it got dark. And I thought, what? It's a full moon, no clouds. So I look up over the top of my head, and there, frozen like a tree, is a female Bigfoot.
You can tell the emotions are still raw. Peterson says his friends saw another one appear and charge at them. He says there was no choice but to fire his rifle.
After that, we heard it crash through the tree line, and it screamed, a god-awful scream. And to this day, I don't know if I just wounded it or if I killed it.
He's come back to the area several times since then. He took this video in 2001 in hopes of another encounter. And in one scene, right there, Peterson says that's another one crouched behind a bush.
I didn't know who to go to until I found him.
And I've been hoaxed 3 times.
Tom Biscardi hunts for Bigfoot full time. And sure, there have been fakes, plenty of them over the years. But since devoting his life to the search back in the 1970s, he says he knows how to tell a hoax. And when it comes to Roger Peterson, Biscardi says something happened for sure.
This guy happens to be credible. He didn't want to tell anybody what he had because he didn't want to be ridiculed.
Was it Bigfoot? Biscardi says it's possible. Take a look at these petroglyphs in Gila Bend. Dating back 100 to 1,000 years ago, some show a being that walks upright, taller than man. And he says they're still here.
I'd be willing to venture a guess that in Arizona alone, there's probably about anywhere from 30 to 50 that migrate through this area through the migrational period.
When we come back, the migration of the Bigfoot creature, the footprints they leave behind, and the sounds they make. And the DNA tests on a strange artifact. All of this as the newsroom continues. Officially, there is no such thing as Bigfoot, but consider this. The giant squid was only a myth for hundreds of years until a specimen washed up on shore. Now we go back to Heather Moore in search of Bigfoot.
This one here is the first print that I had ever cast.
And it's one of Tom Biscardi's most prized possessions. Footprints and handprints, which he says come from Bigfoot creatures all over the U.S.
People think that there's just one Bigfoot, and there's not. There's over 3,500 of them across the nation.
Biscardi came to Arizona this week to check out a sighting. Last month, these pictures drew him to a small town outside Buffalo, New York, where things took an unexpected turn.
It was incredible. Out of the last 7 years, I haven't had, out of vocalizations and tree knocking, one of these creatures played with us for like 25 minutes.
Wanna hear? Biscardi has tracked Bigfoot all over the country, including here. And he says they don't do well in the Arizona heat, so like birds, they migrate with the weather.
They migrate to Alaska, and they call it, the creature is called the Bushman in Alaska, okay? It has names all over this country. Bushman, Uma by the Indians, Sasquatch, Bigfoot for obvious reasons, skunk ape, giant hairy ape, Moccasin Joe in Louisiana, and it goes on and on and on.
He makes these plaster casts when footprints are found. But this could be the most unusual artifact, a hand acquired earlier this year. Scientific analysis showed the bones are much stronger than human, primate, or even bear. DNA tests at first matched no species known to man. Later tests were inconclusive.
And they tried to get more, further DNA. They came back that they can't get any more DNA out of this because of the condition the molecules of the DNA in the hand.
Biscardi is in contact with Bigfoot hunters and trackers all over the country, all of them in search of the truth.
Well, if you had more people like searchingforbigfoot.com going out doing 24/7, we'd come to a conclusion with this thing real quick. But we're getting closer.
As for Roger Peterson, he believes he already knows the truth after 4 encounters of his own in the desert near Gila Bend.
I know the creature lives. I know it's here. And I know when it comes through. I've seen it myself.
A lot of conviction there. And believe it or not, you'll see more from Tom Biscardi a little later this year in a movie called, what else? Bigfoot Lives. Or you can find him on his website, searchingforbigfoot.com.